Last year, we set ourselves a challenge: end the Juventus dominance of Serie A. We failed to do that. This year, we're going to try it again. This time in France, as we attempt to knock PSG off their perch at the top of French football. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the big Master League save of this year's PES. It is going to be with Olympique Lyon as we attempt to do what we couldn't do with Roma last year and end a club's domestic dominance, this time being PSG of course, and try to awaken the sleeping giant that is Lyon. They've had a bit of a tough time recently, so we're going to try and get them back to the pinnacle of French football with this guy who sort of is the closest I could find to Rudy Garcia. It's Rudy Garcia if he slept in a bin for about 3 months. Yeah, he's not looking great. That cup of coffee is actually stolen from his local Costa, which is fine because it's Costa. Who cares? I don't know what I'm talking about, but what I do know, I have no idea. Oh jeez, this has gone wrong immediately. What am I on about? Thank God something has interrupted my ramblings. The season objectives. What has the board set aside for me? Mate, if you could get off the phone, that would be terrific. That is incredibly rude of you. Rudy Garcia, I'd like to discuss this season's objectives. Well, that's coincidental, because I would like to discuss those as well. Sporting director, I think we should be aiming to win the league. What's your opinion? As much as I would like to win the league, and that was the whole point of this, I don't know if we're going to do it in the first season. I mean, we have the squad capable of doing it, it's just whether we put it all together. I'm just going to say we should be able to make it in the Champions League because, if I remember correctly, we don't actually have European football this year. Whether or not that is registered in the game, I don't know. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, I've gone through I've got about 95% of the transfers done across all of the major leagues in the game, because I couldn't. Well, that's why we've waited to this stage to start this Master League, to wait till the transfer windows were all over, so we could, start with accurate squads. So hopefully everyone is right. I may have missed one or two, but at least for Lyon they're all correct. I feel we're aiming a little low for our standards. Shut up, mate. I am the manager. You are you're a grown man wearing a tracksuit. I am not going to take your bloody opinion on anything. As we meet the press in our lovely press room. There you go. He's found a suit jacket. Well done, big man. I don't know how you've got that. Who knows? But anyway, let's answer some questions. Congratulations on becoming the new manager. You've been there a while. There'll be much competition for the league title this season. How do you fancy your chances of winning the league in your first year? I don't really. Our feet are firmly on the ground, I reckon. Overjoyed to become a member of this club. It's great to have things to aim for. Titles can't be plucked out of the air. To aim for the title, we need a deep squad, an experienced one at that. For now, I want a set of players that don't have their heads in the clouds. I did not know that Rudy Garcia sounded like a Northern Irishman. There you go. Maybe I could go to France. Maybe I speak fluent French. Who knows? I've got the accent at least. So I do agree. Our squad's a little bit thin in certain areas, and we will address that in a moment or two. What style of football do you want to play this season? Winning. I want the winning style, please. But we're going to put a show on. Of course we're going to put on a show. And bring some flair and va-va-voom to the French League. Is that an outdated reference? It probably is. I'm stuck in 2004, which would explain an awful lot about me. Can't blame for people for wanting to see results, but if the opinion of putting on a good show is just as important as winning. If you're going to win, make sure you win in style. I bloody agree, pseudo Rudy Garcia. We need to come up with a name for this bloke. He's had enough. He's finished with your questions and your nonsense, and he's away. On the subject of the squad being wafer thin, here is the lineup we'll be rolling with to begin the season. Lopez in goal with De Chilio at left back. Even though he is a right back, as you can see, we don't have a quality left back. Bard is there. He's our backup, 66 rated, so we need a new left back. So we will address that in a moment or three after we look through the squad. Denier and Marcelo are going to start at the back. Really need some depth there. And Dubois at right back. So once we bring in the left back, De Chilio will become our backup right back. But still, we could do with some defensive reinforcements. As we move into the midfield, Thiago Maia, is that his name? Thiago Mendes, my apologies, mate. Starting as our defensive midfielder. We need another defensive midfielder. God, it's only just looking at this now that I realise just how much we need, really, in regards to depth in this squad. Hussam Aouar is going to start in centre midfield with Lucas Paqueta starting and in the attacking role. Memphis Depay, you should be a support striker, you should be a left wing forward. Starting on the left, Cornet on the right, and Moussa Dembele up front. Memphis, of course, can play as a centre forward, so if we bring in another winger, we can move Depay up forward if required. But that front three I'm pretty happy with, front four I should say. But we do, as I say, we do need reinforcements. The only real quality we have, well, we've got Pollersbeck on the bench as our backup keeper. We've got Kadewere is probably how that's pronounced, I don't know. Very uncultured human being. We might look to send him out on loan, actually. We've got Carl Toko Ekambe. And there we have Ryan Cherky, who is very highly rated in the one of the highest rated. That's not the right word. He's got a big growing reputation in Europe. Ryan Cherky, he can play the left hand side as well. Bruno Guimaraes, he can come in as centre midfield cover, as can Jean Lucas. And that is about it, really. We really need to improve this side. So what I will be looking for is a left back, centre back, defensive midfielder, and then someone who can cover on the wings. So we have a shortlist made up, and we're going to go and have a look at that now. So here is the shortlist for potential signings. Of course, these are only my suggestions, and it's quite quickly thrown together. That is what I would like you fine, lovely, wonderful people to do in the comment section below, is to leave your suggestions for transfers in the comment section below. There are a few caveats, of course. Keep them as realistic as possible. As you can see, we only have 65 million to spend on a quite low salary budget. So I won't be signing Neymar or Mbappe as per usual. I like to keep an element of realism to my master lease because I'm fun, and I would like to keep that. And I like to keep it as players who would realistically go to Lyon. I know football is unpredictable, but there are certain things that would never happen. So let's try and keep it within the realms of that. And to be honest, I'd like to bring in a number of French lads, just to keep a nice French core to this Lyon side. However, we have a mixture, a veritable smorgasbord, or whatever that is in French, of lads that we're looking at to bring in. So first, centre back options. Issa Diop out of West Ham, 23 years old, 80 rated. We're looking at him, he looks very decent, of course. Moussa Diakabi out of Valencia. I don't know if he would move from Valencia, but he might want to move back home, who knows. Tanguy Kouassi, who of course has just moved to Bayern on a free. The plan is to get him in on loan as a backup, 6-month loan, if we can sort that out. So that is my 3 centre-back options. Like I said, of course, leave your suggestions in the comment section below. Moving on to left-backs, OGs of this channel will remember Emerson in our Newcastle United PES 2019, I want to say, save, or was it 2018? I can't remember. I'm an old man and my memory is fading. But we did sign Emerson in the previous Master League, and he was fantastic. So out of favour at Chelsea, the chance that he could or potentially arrive. Levin Kurzawa, who was going to be a free agent this summer but signed a new deal with PSG. 28, you know, this is he's hitting his peak, and if he wants first team football, he could come to Lyon. The only problem is he's probably going to, well, his wages are astronomical. We can't really afford those. I mean, we could afford his value, but still. So Kurzawa was there, as well as Jordan Amavi, another Frenchman, left back, 78 rated, out of Marseille. Would Marseille sell to Lyon? I don't know, but he's an option anyway. Wijndal out of AZ Alkmaar. I have him in my Borussia Dortmund Football Manager save, and he's an absolute star. 77 rated, 21 years old, so he's plenty of scope to grow, and he's incredibly young. So he would probably be one of the top priorities on my list, because we do need a left back, and he is looking pretty decent. But as is Michaelenko out of Dynamo Kiev, 21 years old, same age as Wijndal, 1 rating lower, but you know, he's probably cheaper, is he? Let's have a look. He is, actually. So both of those are incredibly viable options for our left back role. Moving into the defensive midfield role, Frank Zambo Anguissa out of Fulham, 25 years old. He's a lot younger than I thought he was. The Cameroonian international, 80 rated. Probably going to cost a bundle if he's coming out of 18. It's more so the salary that's the issue here. So Zambo Anguissa is an option, as well as Manuel Locatelli, It's not Manuel, is it? I can't remember. Locatelli, who was meant to be the next big thing in Italy, if I remember rightly, but he's at Sassuolo, which is probably not where he imagined his career going, but there you go. So 22 years old defensive midfielder, an out-and-out defensive midfielder. He could absolutely do a job for us, as could Rodriguez out of Real Betis. Don't really know an awful lot about this lad, but he looked pretty decent. 78 rated, 26 years old, out of Argentina. Looks fairly affordable, so you just threw him in as an option. Don't really need an attacking midfielder, but Verscharen out of Anderlecht, how could you not? He's 19 years old, 76 rated. Probably quite expensive, not too bad. 16.7 million release fee, but again, and we could afford his salary. Don't really need another attacking midfielder, but he can play on the right-hand side, so he's an option. He absolutely is. And finally, moving into our wing positions. I've got a left wing. I've got lads who can play both on the left and the right. Coutinho out of Flamengo, 27-year-old Brazilian. Had a bit of hype about him a few years ago. When he was at CSKA Moscow, I want to say. And now he's at Flamengo, but he can look at all the positions he can play. Isn't that fantastic? He could be very useful. As can Solomon, whose first name I can't remember, but I do have him also in my Borussia Dortmund football manager save, and he is an absolute bloody demon, so he is. 21 years old, 73, slightly lower rated, but he would be mainly used as backup with the front three that we have. So he'd be more than capable backup, the Israel international out of Shakhtar, for, I assume, a absolute pittance. There you go. 4.75 million release fee. You'd be silly not to pick him up. But those are my suggestions anyway, to fill our problem areas. Of course, let me know in the comment section below who you think we should go for, if there's anyone on this shortlist that we haven't got yet, or who out of the shortlist would you like to see most of all. Our first press conference before our opening game of the season against Lyon, newly promoted Lyon. Apologies for my French pronunciation. I sound like one of those folk that go into like an Italian restaurant and puts on a silly accent when you're ordering stuff, but that's how it's going to be, so you're going to have to get used to it. How are you feeling going into your first match? A strong start is the key to taking the title. We'll make the fans proud. I think we don't want to talk up our title pedigree too much. We want to kind of go under the radar a bit, which is the perfect attitude to have as a manager. But so what we are planning to get the first game out of the way in this episode, and then, like we did last year, play a couple of games off camera and then come back, because I immediately see the first big game that we'll be coming back for will be that PSG game. Is our fourth game of the season. So what we're going to do in this episode, we're going to play the game against Lyon, going to go away, play the game against Nîmes and Reims, and then come back for the PSG game. So we're going to get our first league game out of the way in this first episode and see where we stand after that. So here we go, our first game of the season, in charge of Lyon, as we look to awaken the sleeping giant of French football and bring them back to the pinnacle. There is our starting lineup. We've already been through our lineup, we know who's starting. Against a Lyon side, anyone that we recognise. Walker Farines, we know him, he's in goal. Radovanovic, Gradit, Stefan Fortes, Kuzak, Fofana, is that Seiko Fofana? Bolly, Gal Kakuta, well, sweet Jesus, Rubil, Corentin Jean, and Ganago. Not really too many notable names in that side, but that doesn't mean that they will not be a difficult start to our season. But if we learned anything from the Roma Master League last year, we know that these are the games that we have to win, and that a good start is crucial. So let's bloody get after it. Let's get it. Let's do other motivational quotes that are nonsense. Let's just win. Let's just do that. Opening game of the season against a newly promoted side, and we're at home. The odds are with us, but will the result be? There's only one bloody way to find out. And that's to play the game. Look at the support we have. Fans, what a novel concept. Fans in a stadium, isn't that mad? You remember when that used to be a thing? As we take the pitch with Memphis Depay with the captain's, or Memphis, he doesn't like being called Depay, does he? With the captain's armband leading us out onto the pitch. Oh, I would like to actually achieve our targets this year, because we had our heart broken with Roma last year. So hopefully this year we'll be able to achieve something as we prepare. We go into battle against a side with a, quite frankly, lovely kit. And the new season is underway. Moussa Dembele kicks us off. Oh, what a ball that is over the top, looking for Dembele. Takes it down well. Saved by the goalkeeper. Comes out to Cornet. His shot's blocked. And it's gone out for a corner. Maybe this camera angle isn't the best. Because I just lumped that forward, hoping what would happen. And Dembele got onto it. I might change the camera, actually. Hang on. Give me a second. We do have the corner. We have changed the camera. You just can't see it yet. Depay is going to take this corner. Or Memphis. Damn it. Takes the corner. In it comes. That's a little bit better. Cornet. And here's Deschilio. Looks to keep it alive. Thiago Mendes. Get out wide. He has. It's Dubois. Still has it. We've kind of taken the sting out of this attack. But here's Lucas Paqueta to fire one in. And is forced to save out of Farinez. Paqueta. Finds Aouar. Plays it through for Memphis. Still Memphis. He's still going Memphis. He's been tripped there. Surely there's a foul in there somewhere, ref. No? No? Aouar. And Memphis. Look how many men they have back, and we have absolutely nobody in support here. Memphis has to go the long way around to Deschilio, who's going to have a smack for Deschilio! Well, there you go. It's the closest we've come in this entire game, and it's come from our makeshift left back. I think that says an awful lot. Cornet. Inside for Mendes. Heavy touch. Comes to Aouar. He's got space to shoot. Hussam Aouar! Gets the shot on target and forces Farinez into a save. This could be our best chance of the game so far. We have a free kick. It's going to be Aouar. It's Memphis standing over it. I don't think that's enough. Oh, it's off the bottom of the crossbar. I thought that we hadn't got enough power on it, and then it got over the top. And then it's hit the bottom of the bar. There's 4 minutes left to play. This game has been incredibly frustrating. We really should be out of sight. Here's Cornet. Gets it across. Surely, finally we've scored. With a minute left to play, it's the substitute Rayan Cherki. Even at that, Farinez gets a hand to it, but it ends up in the back of the net. Finally we break the deadlock in what has been an incredibly frustrating game, where we either haven't put our chances away or Lons have held onto the ball ridiculously well. But finally we're able to break forward. Cornet, another Newcastle OG, drives in, gets it across, and Cherki finally scores. It's 3 minutes of added time on what has been, like I say, an incredibly frustrating, stagnant, dull game. A terrific advert for French football, I think you'll find. We still have to hold on here to see out an opening day win. As Marcelo's well in. The ref should be blowing his whistle. We'll just boot this forward with Aouar. And the ref should be blowing his whistle. And he does, finally. Jesus Christ. God, I hope not all the rest of the games are going to be like that. Otherwise, I'm going to end up throwing everything through my bloody telly, which is quite sizable, and I'd rather not do that. But either way, we get a 1-0 win through that young lad, Cherki, to start the season off the right way with a 1-0 victory and 3 points on the board. There is the table after the first round of games. Most notably Strasbourg at the top after a 4-1 win. PSG must have lost their first game, which is always helpful. That's brilliant. We, of course, sit in 5th, 3 points. But it's only the first round of games. It doesn't really mean a whole heap, truth be told. Sporting directors just come to us and said that the press that follow the team around, there's a frenzy around us apparently after a scrappy 1-0 win. Well, Jesus Christ, they're gonna, if they love scrappy 1-0 wins, they're gonna love me. But that is going to do it for this episode. I'm looking at the bottom of the screen now that I've actually just seen that. Apparently we're in the Europa League. That's not right. Lyon have no European football this year, I'm pretty sure. But either way, we're in the Europa League. Alright, who have we got in our group then? Right, there we go. I wasn't expecting to see this, but we're in the Europa League apparently. We've got Besiktas, Ghent and Hibernian. Right, well that is a group that we should absolutely be getting out of. That's going to do it for the first episode of this Master League series. Remember to let me know in the comment section below who your transfer suggestions are. I should mention, I don't know if I mentioned it before, I won't be making any transfers until January, because literally we've just finished the transfer window and I want to see how we do with the team that we already have. Plus then it'll give me a chance to see what we really need to improve going forward, although we really do need a left back. So, but either way, let me know in the comment section below who you would like to see come into the club. If you did enjoy this episode, remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you're notified when we make new videos and all that other stuff that you're meant to say when you're on this platform for some reason. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and as always, we will see you in the next one.